All right, so according to the internet, Shia LaBeouf, or LaBeouf, however you say it, either way, the GOAT of the Transformers franchise is returning to the franchise, apparently. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a less formal, quicker video, but it's something I wanted to talk about because I love this franchise. And honestly, I'm in the process of possibly making a video on the franchise as a whole, but it's no secret that Shia LaBeouf or LaBeouf is the one of, if not the main, centerpiece of the universe, outside of obviously the giant robots that transform. Which is crazy when you think about the fact that Sam Witwicky was an original character created for that movie, and now he is tied to this gigantic franchise that has been around for decades. So it's definitely an achievement. And those movies themselves were an achievement. I mean, when you go back and watch them, and they came out in what, the earliest one I think was 2007, 2009. You go back and watch that, and if the CGI still holds up, that's a pretty good sign to me. And not to mention, I think that, for what they are, the story is good in the first three. The acting is pretty good. They're pretty funny. They're very, very entertaining. I mean, as a whole, it's really all you could ask for from a Transformers movie. Now, this news comes from a video I saw on Instagram. It was just a random kind of throwaway video. And it wasn't even like a real video. It was just kind of like a post with a video attached, but it didn't really have anything to do with it. Either way, I'm rambling. But the post was from a father who took his son to a con, and they ran into Shia LaBeouf. And Shia was there apparently visiting Peter Cullen, which, there's pictures of that online of them recently linking up at that con, which is really cool in and of itself. But this dad said they were talking to Shia, and he said how much he loves him and how much he wants to see him, do more work, do more, good movies and stuff, and good movies in general. And Shia says something about, I can't really remember what the wording was exactly because the dad didn't really have an exact quote either. He was kind of just speaking from memory. But Shia said something along the lines of, like, returning to this one. And the dad points to his shirt, and he confirms that, he's wearing a Transformer shirt. He confirms, wait, you mean like this franchise? And Shia said something along the lines of, it's in the works right now. Now, if you're fans of pop culture movies and superhero movies and movies like this, you guys know how much can fall apart and how much can go right. You look at movies like Spider-Man 3 with all the spider people, and you look at other movies like The Flash. So when people hear this stuff, they never really get their hopes up too much because they know, deals can fall through, negotiations can fall through, and it just may not happen. But this does give me a lot of faith because this is the first time, to my knowledge at least, in recent years, that Shia has even acknowledged the franchise, let alone acknowledged the possibility of even returning to the franchise, which is really awesome in my opinion because he's done some great things and some not so great movies, but he has really good movies after this franchise like Peanut Butter Falcon and Fury. He's definitely not hurting, I guess. I don't think that's why he wants to return. I think he's just in a place mentally to return, which is really good because if you guys don't know, Shia LaBeouf is one of those actors who seems to go through a lot. I'm not really sure how I feel about him, to be really honest with you guys. Like, I'm not completely sold on the guy. I've heard some stuff about him abusing his girlfriend or wife. I don't know if any of that's true. I've just seen stuff, clips of him, and he looks very unhinged. But all that aside, I'd be lying if I said I was not excited about him returning to this franchise, because if there's two people that want to return to the franchises that they essentially built, it's Shia for Transformers and Johnny Depp for Pirates of the Caribbean. And there's rumors out there that we're getting both of these. Now, again, that's unfortunately just rumors. Nothing's confirmed. But, things are looking up. We got confirmation recently of Brendan Fraser returning for The Mummy 4 with Rachel Weisz. So, that's a real positive, especially if you're hoping for stuff like this, because it's one of those things kind of like when there was like a huge phase of legacy sequels. People kind of saw that it worked or that people wanted it, and they did it. So I feel like we're getting another round of that, and I think this time it's going to be a little bit different because I think, people learned their lesson when they saw The Matrix come back for a legacy sequel, but then they saw them butcher it. I think they learned their lesson, or at least, I hope. There's obviously no way to confirm that for sure, but that's just what I like to believe. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down below. What do you think about, Shia returning? How do you think they would do it? Because if I remember correctly, they did kill his character off. It's not ever shown, so they could easily retcon this, but I believe it was stated in the Mark Wahlberg one, the first one, the fourth technically in the franchise, but I think it was stated like in a throwaway comment that Sam Witwicky was killed. Now, I don't know where Megan Fox's character is, but maybe they bring her back too. I mean, I don't know. I think it would just be really awesome to get the gang back together. I know Peter Cullen has also said that he has retired from doing the voice of Optimus, but come on, man. Money talks. But also, Peter Cullen has a love for that character and a respect for it. So I feel like if they can get the band back together, which Tyrese has already said he's on board, he's doing it. I think Michael Bay is back on board as well. Like they're getting pretty much everyone, so you might as well just come back. Let's get everyone back together because I think that would do numbers at the box office. And I know I personally would love to see it because I grew up on these movies. But either way, I'm starting to ramble, so I will end it there. But yeah, I would love to hear what you guys have to say. You guys always have insightful comments, and you have point of views that I don't really ever think about. So that's why I like hearing what you guys have to say. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.